Hello everyone, I'm Todd Hilton from Nowhere Video Productions, and in this video I'm going to discuss how I transfer my VHS footage to digital media. In recent years, I believe that this has become kind of a hot topic as we quickly approach the 20-year mark of the final generation of VHS productions. I feel it's extremely important to get these old tapes transferred to a more stable format for not only storing in the archives, but general preservation as well. I myself had worked in VHS format for a great number of years, and in fact my personal archive has well over 600 VHS tapes in it. And we're not talking movies or TV shows, things like that. These are productions that I worked on, not only the final edits, but the original raw footage as well. And I'm very slowly transferring these to digital media for permanent storage. This is a kind of a time-consuming, painstaking process because it has to be done in real time. For every hour of footage that you're transferring it takes an hour. It's, to my knowledge, it's one of these things that can't be done any quicker. It has to be done in real time. So today I'm going to show you folks how I transfer my footage, and I think I do it a little bit different from most people. I just happen to have the equipment to be able to do it in a more professional way. I used to have a professional analog to digital converter box. It was made by a company called Grass Valley, and their series of converter boxes, they were called Canopus. What a weird name. I don't know what they were smoking when they made this box, but yeah, it wasn't working for me. I tried using this box for about 2 months, and I didn't like it. The video that came out of this box didn't look as clear as the original recordings played in a VCR. I noticed the difference. The images were coming out darker. I would have to tweak the video in order to make it more closely match the original footage, and it looked slightly pixelated. So it's like you would connect your machine to this box, and it was like you were dumping your video in a blender, and this is what it dumped out. It was terrible. I didn't like it. Having worked in VHS for so long, I got used to how the images looked. And when they came out of that box to go into the computer, I didn't like what I was seeing. I didn't feel that it looked as good as the original footage being played in a VCR. I could actually see the difference. So after that, I got a little bit of equipment, and I found a different way to capture this footage in a way that I think really preserves the integrity of the original recordings. It's a way that has worked for me for quite a few years now, and I'm going to share that with you today. So starting off, my primary playback unit is a Panasonic AG7650. This is just a playback unit. It does not record. It also has a very important feature called a time-based corrector, or TBC. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially a jitter fixer. VHS video has this inherent issue with sometimes having a shaky feel to it. It's not a solid, stable format when it's played directly from the original source. And the time-based corrector solidifies that. It gives it a It gives it a stable foundation in order to play a nice solid video signal. And so that's an important thing to have. Now this particular unit has seen thousands of hours of video. In fact, this exact machine has played pretty much all of the original VHS footage for Nowhere Video Productions from back in the day. And this is the same unit. This thing was built in 1992, so this thing is 27 years old. And also made in Japan. Yeah. In my opinion, Japanese electronics are the way to go.
No wonder this circuit failed. It says made in Japan.
What do you mean, Doc? All the best stuff is made in Japan.
Unbelievable.
I can't say enough about it. The Japanese know their electronics. This thing is still going strong 27 years after it rolled off the assembly line. So from this unit, this gets split into separate audio and video, going out from the Panasonic Playback unit. The audio gets run into my Mackie soundboard here so that I can do any audio tweaking that I need to do. It's connected to that deck via two XLR cables, left and right, or channel 1 and 2. The video gets sent out via S-video cable to the next component in the lineup. The audio from my Mackie soundboard runs also into the same unit, moving over here. This is where the audio and video get recombined into my Sony DSR-40, which is a DVCam unit. DVCam is mostly used professional to my knowledge. There was no DVCam used in consumer markets, but it also has the ability to play mini DV tapes, which were in great use in the consumer market. I myself have an entire large plastic box completely full of mini DV tapes. This was a great format. It was the happy medium between analog recordings and full-on digital. It gave you the stability of a digital recording with the convenience of tapes. So Nowhere Video had a few years wrapped up in mini DV tape productions. From the DSR-40, that is connected via FireWire to my iMac. The iMac is where I capture my video. There are different programs out there. Several years back, I used to use iMovie HD, which is no longer supported by the current Mac operating systems. It's been out of use for probably 8 to 10 years now since they stopped supporting iMovie HD, which in my opinion was a great program. It didn't have a lot of the advanced features that other editing products do, but as far as capturing video, it did a great job. I now use Adobe Premiere Pro to capture my VHS footage. I don't have the most current version. I'm actually using Premiere Pro CC 2017, and it does a great job. The only drawback to that program that I've run across is that if there's any kind of glitches in your tape or any problems with the tape itself, if it's crinkled or if it's got a crease in it, anything like that, it will actually cause the capture to stop. So occasionally you can roll the tape back and try to recapture, and sometimes it's successful. It depends on how bad the problem is. There are other ways that I've found to correct certain problems or at least hide them so that they're not visible. But that's all done in post-production. For the most part, it works fantastic, and it gives me the quality that the original tape had. So when you watch the capture, it's exactly like you're watching it played from the original source. As you can see here, this is the capture happening in Premiere Pro. I can just hit record here and start recording. And this particular tape hasn't been played too many times. The quality still looks good. And if there's any problems with this recording, I can actually go in with the time-based corrector and I can adjust the video if I need to do any tweaking there. You can change the brightness here. You can change the color balance here, all within the time-based corrector. Now, occasionally, the capture in Premiere Pro might stop because of a bad spot on the tape, in which case you would have to roll the tape back and try to capture it again. Sometimes you can get the glitch to go away just by replaying it. It's very important to monitor the capture process, especially if the tape is not in good shape and you're using Premiere Pro or something similar. If the capture stops, you may have no idea that it stopped. I'm sure that there are other products out there that do a good job for less money. I just happen to have the equipment to be able to do this. There are some cases I may even have to bypass the time-based corrector in order to get in order to fix a problem. When I turn off the time-based corrector, you can actually see the difference. The quality of the image changes. You can especially see it when you scrub through the video. This is with the time-based corrector off, and this is with it back on. You instantly see the stabilization. And that's about it. I hope you folks found this video interesting and informative and even a little entertaining. I will be back soon with some more VHS related videos, and we'll talk some more. So until next time, I'm Todd Hilton for Nowhere Video Productions. Thanks for watching.